Okay. Admit. Okay. And hello. Much better light. Very good. And I am going to have to talk to Maja because it
Okay.
already began recording. So if there's
Yeah.
anything that would be good for you to address before we start.
Not really. I think I understand the gist of what you want to share.
Okay, but
I,
I mean, how you doing? Anything that would be good for your, you know, being able to be
well,
involved in this fully.
I am in deep creativity mode.
Okay, good,
Um,
good. And is there some way for you to be closer to the camera?
no. I just have
Okay,
to sit closer. You can hear me okay, right? I don't know how Chris used to blur out the background, which is great, but I don't know how to do that here. But it looks okay, I think.
okay. So, Maja, get ready. We're going to start when I look up. Hey, Artie Vipperla here, and I want to say the date. It's June 20th, 2026, because today I'm going to put on my Facebook page and also on LinkedIn a post by a good friend, soul brother, colleague, Satyan Raja, about the degree to which there is abuse of women written in sacred scripture, not only the Quran, which a lot of people know about, but even passages in the Greek Bible, that is what many people call the New Testament, and the Hebrew Bible, what people call the Old Testament, some lines in there. And he goes on to discuss this and what's been happening in the world and the heightened awareness of all this since the Epstein files and what's going on in England with gang rapes and everything else. And this has brought me finally to come out here and want to say, look, as much as that's an incredibly important root to uproot in the Western tradition, and of course, many other places where the oppression of women has been, and abuse of women has been part of the cultural historical scene for a very long time. There is what I pick up and has not been addressed yet. And that how, on the world population of women, what is the comparative size of the two energy centers that at their best are in balance? And one is called the heart, and one is called the solar plexus, and the heart is associated with care and love and all that, but also with yes and affirmation, right? And the solar plexus with digestion and many other things, but also boundary making and no, the ability to set limits. So the world population of women. How big is their yes? How big is their no on average? Now, this is not definitive, but I can also use energy reading to say yes or no with percentiles. To what degree, what percent of the yes is the world population of women's no? 1, 2, 3%. Suppressed. To what degree is that a function of girls being raised to feel that their voice doesn't matter? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. Each time I move my hand, I come up in my mind with a percentile, 10%, yes or no. And when my hand stops, that's a yes. It's getting affirmation. And so I can go through and count pretty quickly. So here I have, let me introduce Jasmine Yao, a great soul, a mentee, now colleague, who has been working with me and working with me like a mentee, but also in collegial situations like now, where we can do things together. We haven't planned this video, and I will at times call on her and I will encourage her to speak up and chime in and add things. But also, she's been harmonizing, which you can look up if you don't know about, harmonizeallofyouwithall.com or healyourdeepesttrauma.com. All the recordings on Artie Vipperla PhD YouTube playlist. Before harmonizing, but after years and years of all kinds of work on herself, Jasmine's yes, her no. 7%. She was above what the average of world women was. She's been harmonizing for a year. Her yes, her no is now 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5%. It's grown. We haven't addressed that deliberately, explicitly. It's the equalizing has come as a result of daily harmonizing. She's very dedicated, fastidious, and uh, good about learning something new, and she's taken this on. To what degree has her yes grown? 10, 20, 30, 40%. So with harmonizing your energy growth. To what degree has her no grown? 100, 200, 300%. It's become more equalized as she's grown more balanced. So does that mean it's all done? No, no. And Jasmine, when you were a girl and you were starting to go into preteens, what were you told about the changes that were about to happen in your body, your mind, your social situation, your relationship with the opposite sex, adults?
Well, not very much, not very much, but I come from a conservative Christian tradition, which I didn't realize at that time, but in my cultural context, but I'm sure it's the same in many other cultural contexts. We were living under sexual shame, other trauma. So I always had this sense that my sexuality is bad. So I remember when I got my period and my mother, it was Chinese New Year, and my mother announced it to all the relatives in my house. I felt so ashamed.
Yeah.
And through my teens, I mean, I was under the influence of books like, I don't know if you know Josh Harris's I Kissed Dating Goodbye, purity,
No,
purity.
you were under the influence of, say that again, ghost? What?
Josh Harris, he's a Christian author. A
Oh,
Christian author.
I
I
see.
kissed dating goodbye.
Uh-huh. By the way, people who don't know you, she's Chinese origin, but raised in Singapore,
Malaysia and Singapore.
Malaysia, which was a British colony that then became an independent country long after World War II, where they have people from the Indian subcontinent, the Chinese, the local Malaysians, and the European people of European descent. It's an unusual mix of four cultures, and Malaysia and particularly Singapore, the city. Anyway, so when she says she was Christian, and you look and you see this Chinese lady, you understand a little bit better. So yes, you're speaking very clearly about what's typical of many girls. By the way, I should add, Jasmine is a hugely talented person. So it's not an accident that she became the most accomplished of my mentees. And I like to mention she was a math Olympian in high school. She sings, dances. She's a mom and she's a coach of moms. And she specializes in dealing with neurodiverse children, which she has some, and communities of them with other families. So, and she learned many things and is very well versed in the coaching literature and all that. So I asked her to join me here because she would be articulate about what this topic involves. And where we're going with this, just so you know, is what I have seen from dealing with many women, particularly in new consciousness circles. What is the message that has been left out that needs to be delivered? And I will articulate it soon. So, Jasmine, I jumped in here and wanted to say parenthetically those things. So, understandably, you were very upset that your mother announces that, and you were dealing with this Christian author, and you were going to go further with that, right?
Well, what's interesting is that this guy has actually now renounced his book and pulled it off the shelves, acknowledging the harm it's done, which is amazing, really.
What was the harm?
The same thing you're talking about, sexual suppression,
Mhm,
shame.
mhm.
And I just have one more personal story to add in here. When
Right.
I was in my mid-20s, I did experience sexual injury. And the words spoken to me by my male pastor at that time was this: my understanding is that you will never heal from that. It fundamentally injured you and you will never heal from that. Today, through, years of exploration of sexuality linked to creativity, to aliveness, and I can quote different sources that I drew from, I've realized that more is possible, more is possible. And of course, when I watched your videos addressing this theme, there was a huge resonance and opening and realizing, oh, yes, those are limitations.
Mhm. And therefore, those are limitations, and therefore,
I don't know what therefore.
well, you're implying that you've come to recognize that what your pastor told you is not accurate.
Yeah, and I feel like to a degree, I have transcended the limitations.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%. And you're not finished yet. Yes, well done. Very important. So you're um, basing your responses so far on what I texted you about this video that I wanted to do today about girls turning to women, and you concluded all the things that are understandable to conclude, but I didn't actually say how I see this topic. This topic is the long neglected recognition and inculcating in girls turning to women a recognition of what's actually happening with them and who women are. A girl turning into a woman is coming to embody and bringing to earth the fullness of the greatest power, the most beautiful, and the most sacred of the resources that are brought to this earth. Greatest power, how come? It's what makes everything happen. You got somebody running the show. This is a guy who does this and that and something else. It only happens if it hangs together. That's the glue of this energy that is that coheres. We call it love or attraction. And it's there in a band of men who serve together, fight together, do anything else. There needs to be what's called in French esprit de corps. They need to hang together as a band of men. They're not aware that no military instructor talks about loving each other, but they're clearly looking out for each other and watching your ass, being ready to die for each other. What the hell is that? They're the greatest power, but also not only what gives life, but attracts. Because who do men ultimately serve? The women in their life who they want to please. It's not fully recognized that great power. As for beauty, the beauty is love. It's what we love and how we love and who we love and that we love. And the gender that's given to most fully to spread and radiate without effort, that's the girl turning into a woman. As for sacred, what's the ultimate divine act? In Kabbalah, it's opening up, making room that a being of intelligence can come independently of the ultimate mysterious source. God's greatest gesture in Hebrew, Tzimtzum, it is the opening to allow the giving birth. That's ultimately embodied in women. The girl turned into a woman, you're coming into the greatest power, beauty, and holiness on this earth. This needs to not just stop abusing women, but bringing the girl turning into a woman into the self-recognition by how she's treated and celebrated, seen, heard, acknowledged, and devoted to as such a source of power, beauty, and holiness. That's what has to be conveyed.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yes. Well, you've gotten into how I am with you, the mood, the vibe. I haven't said these words quite this way to you before, but you've picked up that what I've ripened into at maturity is this recognition and celebration. And the great gift it is to give this recognition to the people who deserve it. And you're a wonderful instance of it. So without rehearsing this exchange, you responded like you just did. You get it. You get the magnificence of it and the importance of it. And I knew you would.
Yes, I remember you called yourself a doula, a feminine doula, something like that. And I just want to share my experience over these 16 months, 14 months with you is there is a relaxation into depth, my own depth and generativity. And everything you just said is that, right? It's a celebration, it's a recognition, it's honoring the fullness of a woman.
Yes. Yes. And the thing you've signaled a number of times when you thank me, thank me, thank me. And I said, you're so, so welcome. Now I need to thank you. And initially, when I would do it, you would be surprised because you'd never heard that from a coach or mentor or teacher before, which is the great honor, privilege, joy, gift to contribute to someone not only so deserving, but who puts me to such good use. How you grace, honor, respect, love, and enhance my life by how you draw on me. So that's an illustration of what comes naturally to me in the presence of this level of recognition. I don't bow down and worship you as if you are a graven image, but you get the devotion and the the implicit sense of respect and care. So that needs to be part of our exchange. Go.
It's it's it took me a while, but it's you helping me to cultivate profound and deeper receptivity.
Yeah, 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 yes, yeah. Acknowledging your gifts when your habit was to dismiss all that and downplay and so on, and getting you to hang out with the acknowledgement. Yes. And care for who in you, for good reason, would dismiss. Of course you would. You learned to downplay, not to expect the acknowledgement, not to express any tribute. If it came just automatically, not only sort of Chinese way of saying, no, 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 I'm done, no, no. This humility, exceeding modesty, humility, and refusal to take credit, but also the feminine part of this that's even more in, what can I say, crippling in some way. Yeah. So yes,
Sorry, do you want to elaborate on the crippling?
sure. When you can't acknowledge your gifts, when you have to downplay automatically, you have to be in a state of underplaying your hand or keeping yourself contained, small, a fraction of what could be possible for fear of overstepping or um, presenting
Yes.
yourself in some false light that,
So I want to speak to that. I want to speak to that. I recently saw a post in my giftedness group quoting Adam Grant, who says, "Smart women are hated on." Highlighted that dynamic. And yeah, it's what you're saying about always having to downplay your hand. And my friend Yusuf posted or responded to an actual study of this, highlighting the Chinese dynamics, which is what I want to speak to, about how just culturally, historically, what's become prevalent, normal in my Chinese culture is that it's not normal, it's not natural for us to affirm and support and promote capable women.
yeah, yes. Not yet, and we don't know how long it will take, but when I see groups of Chinese college and graduate students who've gone to the United States, the overwhelming number are women. So there are seeds being sown.
Yes.
And while the birth rate is dramatically diminished, and that's going to have a huge impact on China as a whole, the tiger women of Chinese, culture are also going to emerge. as this new human stage comes to light. The human stage that some online speakers talk about as we come into our cosmic role among the galactic civilization. The human stage that Cryon talks about, the new energy on this earth, and that I have a very personal familiarity with through the children of my children. I have two children, grandchildren born, and two in pregnancy, and I'm capable of reading their energies. And these are human beings who have the intelligence of Einstein, the creativity of Bach, the intuition of a Rudolf Steiner, the heart of Jesus, the capacities of an Elon Musk, all in one soul. And I have four of them in my family. And I'm picking up that while as before 2012, there were some hundreds of millions of people that were anywhere near this. There are now, pardon me, there were 10, one, two, there were a few million people like that around the earth. There are now hundreds of million, 100 million, as far as I can, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, yeah, about 100 million. And it's going to grow. It is a cosmic phenomenon. These are the leaders of a new human era. They're naturally disposed to things that have been the ideal virtues, propensities, and tendencies.
And I think that
The things
really
that you and I
calls,
are talking about right now will be, of
yeah,
course, natural for them as children.
that invites
That's
us.
happening. And that'll happen in China too. But
That I think that
am I
really,
blowing smoke? Will happen 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Will it happen as fast as it will happen in Scandinavia? No. But sometime not long after,
mm-hmm,
the countries where the culture's already advanced
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and evolved
mm-hmm.
souls are gravitating toward.
Yes, I do
Scandinavia is
think
one of those places.
yes, yes. There's lots of studies and analysis on that. But anyway, I think what you're saying really
You're
does
percolating.
invite us to
You're cooking up. You're
seriously.
not talking, are you? Are you
I
talking?
am talking. I am talking.
Oh, the sound went off.
Hello. Can
No,
you
it
hear me?
didn't. Talk again.
Hello, hello. Um,
Okay.
it's sounding fine here, but I hello. Did you
Okay.
press something?
Something got screwed up here. Talk again.
Hello.
Okay, now you're back to my ear.
Oh, great.
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so let me talk. I think what you've just said in Chinese, the phrase is 青出于蓝. The next generation is gonna exceed us.
Yeah.
And and I think it really invites us to pause and often we have these assumptions, unhealed assumptions about how, oh, we got to teach the next generation. Oh, they don't know. But like what you've just said invites us to be reverent of their intelligence and capacity.
Yes. Inspiration, degree of evolution, the depth of soul, the magnificence of beings who are already more evolved than what we're used to.
And that to be able to nurture them, it invites us into our own healing work.
Yes.
And I wrote
Mhm.
a post many months ago after one of our sessions about healing tall poppy syndrome.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to share a little bit about that process. I mean, perception is a funny thing, right? Trauma distorts perception. And so you go from that old guy doesn't know what he's talking about to, oh, oh, I'm having a reaction. Oh, what's that reaction about? To, oh, this cuts. It's like,
Hmm. Yeah. Yes. That's yeah.
and for people who may not yet know, when you were talking about the men banding together, is that's drawing from your Vietnam vet experience?
Well, I went to an all-boys school, and so I played in sports, and I knew something of what it is to to be together as a group and a team. And so long before the army, I had that. But
Hmm.
yes, my my veteran experience, marching in basic training and what that was like. Yes, I didn't
Hmm.
feel it so intensely in the army itself. I wasn't in a unit where we were a tight-knit group under fire. I had a solitary job during my army years.
Hmm.
But yes, I know about it from observing and feeling and tuning in.
Hmm. I want to inject here my own experience.
Sure.
I in high school I was with the St. John ambulance of my school, Kiet Hua. I just want to name it. And yes, we did marching. I was a commander, and I think it's helpful to call forth your observation that underlying all of that is this nurturing, feminine love.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't look like it. It's not recognized, but it's inescapably present, or there wouldn't be a group.
Mhm. That's hoisting. That's mothering.
Absolutely. It's gathering. It's den mothering, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
and again, just for people watching this video, I think sometimes people don't grasp immediately. You are the author of Healing from the War.
Yes.
That's immense experience. That's an immense journey to go from engaging in an external war to reflecting on the internal war and then connecting that to civilizational root problems. I mean, that's an immense recovery journey.
You're bringing tears to my eyes. Thank you. Yes, of
Oh.
course it is. For me, it's not denying the credit, but it's for me a recollection of how deeply I've been guided through all this. Because where I came out at the end of that book was that the ultimate healing from war is for the veterans of life. And that would take the same thing as for veterans of war, the transformation of warriorship, the the recovery of courage and commitment to causes beyond war, for all of us to live in joy, singly and together. So the ending of that book has some ringing phrases. I didn't know how to execute it, but the other part of the inspiring journey guided is that what I called for in a book published in 1984 came out in 2012 as a discovery of a fusion practice that allows people to reach into and manifest that order of being that's naturally joyful and is, as my next book will be called, eternally you, now, being divine, anywhere, anytime. That's who we are. That's what we're here for. I couldn't reach that back when I wrote that first book, but the next book will have it.
So
And so,
that's immense. That's profound. And just sometimes people see the immediate thing and just go, figure eights and a lot of light. I mean, I don't know what that's about, but you have to understand. You have to understand the depth.
so here's a note. I don't know if we want to go much further, but
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
say to the people watching, how does she know to say see and say this? There's a simple line in colloquial English. It takes one to know one. She can see the journey because that's what she's done. That's what she's privy to. That's what she's called to, and that's what she calls all of us to. The transformation of what we're born into the revelation and the contribution that our particular journey and struggle gives us the means to contribute. So that's what Jasmine has done. And as a loving, devoted, respectful, treasured mentee turned colleague here, thank you, Jasmine. So wonderful to sing and dance with you. She sings and dances too. She actually does this on, her social media. She sings songs and she gets on the piano and plays, and she does her fairy dances that she does for the families in Australia where she lives. Wonderful. Very good. Hopefully this will be of some illuminating value to people. Great. So again, anybody who doesn't know, healyourdeepesttrauma.com is one website. There's a book coming out. It's not out yet. Eternally You Now, and Artie Vipperla, PhD, on YouTube. So Maja let's see, where are we here? Okay, maybe it's 45 minutes into the video.
Yeah, well, Maja can stop after healyourdeepesttrauma.com.
Great. Good. Thank you. And now I'll hang on with you, Jasmine, and see if there's
Ah,
anything wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you notice how you are now? There's no you having to stop for apologies or inner ones or anything else. You notice how you're right with
yeah,
me, full
yeah,
colleagueship, chiming in, adding. Notice, beautiful.
yeah. I think that was great. That was a great video
Yeah, me
with
too.
better lighting.
Yes, much better lighting. Excellent. And full
So,
screen, full screen.
so now I'm bringing up Maja's, video list. Oh, where is it?
You're bringing up
Um,
for this video. Yeah,
that
the
I wanted
things.
to discuss with you.
Right. Okay.
So, I think your current YouTube channel, um,
Let's see. Should we keep the
oh,
video going here in case there's something she needs to hear in the recording, or should I stop it?
I'll just keep it going because she's going to have to cut earlier anyway. Just keep it
Okay.
going.
All right.
Um, let's see. So your current YouTube, you have a few like channels for few categories already, right? You have subtle energy literacy.
Yes.
So the question is, where would be the best place to upload the videos still sitting on Marja's computer? And I don't think we need to decide straight away. I think we can just upload it to your channel, right?
Well, you can upload it to the channel and then you can move them around to different playlists.
So
eh,
I think what we should tell her is that all the videos she has that already came from my input, like already cut, she should upload all of them to your channel, I think.
okay. All right. So, um, I'm finding my note to Maja.
Yeah, there's
After
many.
discussing with Jasmine, after discussing with Jasmine, it seems it will be best that all the videos you have on your computer that you have already edited, that she put in input to, can be uploaded to our YouTube channel, and then we could decide after reviewing them which playlists to organize them into, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that note's finished. Good. That's something. That's enough for now because the next step is going to have to be reviewing them and organizing them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm really delighted. I think this is a valuable video to make, but it was especially fun and rewarding to do it with you as a full colleague and have you be a full colleague with no apologies or excuses or glitches, just natural, beautiful, wonderful.
It's making me reflect
Okay.
about being more discerning about reading when, yeah, when people are not open to a big woman.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just a big woman.
Well, the wisdom that I don't always follow myself and that I'm growing into, that I have refined to a high degree one-on-one and in small groups. That's where I have practiced is listen, step out of the bigness, listen. And if they're not talking, ask a question. Invite some kind of offering, response, engagement. How does this sound to you? Or what would be good to say here? Or what would you like me to know about you? Or what would be good to share here in this group from you? Can you help us get to know you a little bit? Invite, like harmonizing, with the readiness to allow and welcome. That's hard to beat that rule of thumb for refining action effortlessly and bringing the greatest power to bear. That's the essence of the divine feminine. That's powerful, beautiful, and holy.
I need to practice more when thinking about like business interactions in my small group, in my harmonizing mom group. I think I do that really well.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Your guides agree. So very good. You know. That's right.
Yeah.
Practice. You can ask. Is she open to your guidance? Does she have any blocks to receiving your guidance about where she's big without inviting? Is she open to your guidance? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Yes. Will you guide her? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Ask for guidance.
Okay.
Where
Okay.
can I modify my bigness by being truly powerful by inviting?
Oh my God. Okay. Hmm. Thank you.
You are beyond welcome.
Okay.
So blessed. I love you so much.
No.
Have a great rest of the day, sweetheart.
All right. See ya.
Great. We'll be in touch.
Bye.
Good.